Hello, my dear friends. Today I'm diving into the fashion world. Well, I guess it's the miniature fashion world. I'll be opening the Mini Brands Fashion Series 4, and even though I'm always happy to open a new Mini Brand series, what happened to the original and the foodie lines? Hopefully we'll see another one of those being released very soon. In the meantime, similar to the previous fashion series, the first layer is designed with one of those stitched kind of leather patterns, I guess. Then the manufactured or printed date on these is August 21, 2025. And the second layer is a very nice purple color. Inside you get a collector's guide and 2 white pouches instead of the usual 3, 4, or 5, with 5 being the most popular one. The pouches have the Mini Brands logo in purple, of course. One of them usually contains the purse and the other one usually comes with 4 accessories, so you do get 5 items in total. And even though we're gonna have a look at the collector's guide a little bit later, here's a little interesting clue. I guess there's going to be at least one ultra rare that you have to create yourself, so that's going to be very interesting to see. Hopefully we're gonna get one. Darn it, I actually wanted to open the accessory pouch first, but oh well. So here's the first purse of the day. Comes in this off-white or very light brown, I guess, with a gold chain and then this little Mini Brands Fashion logo here. And the material is actually very, very interesting. I don't know how else to explain it other than it's kind of like a winter jacket, like a puffy winter jacket. There's nothing inside it except this paper to help it keep its shape, I guess. And the thing that keeps it closed is a magnet that's between the fabrics. It's a pretty cool purse, and the thing I like about it the most is this material. The material might have been part of a different series of fashion. It's just that I never collected, I think, a full series. I just kind of like opened a few and then moved on. Okay, let's see what type of accessories we get. Alright, well, this is very interesting. It seems like we didn't get 5 accessories unless they count the shoes as being 2 accessories. Well, I guess let's start over here with the shoes. I'm quite impressed, to be honest with you, because they have real laces, and at one point Mini Brands had this sneakers series and they did not have real laces. Plus, these are so much tinier than those, and considering how tiny they are, the detail on these is absolutely amazing. And on top of that, to be honest with you, I really like the model as well. I think you call it a leopard print or a cheetah print. You know what, let me just grab a pair real quick from the sneakers series just so you guys can see the difference. Right, I got 2 boxes here. One of them is the Skechers Street Los Angeles, and then the other one is Prince. So let's start with Prince, I guess. Look at that, the mini fashion one is almost half the size. I don't even know what scale these would be, but you guys are going to be able to figure out later on when I do the measurements. This is so wild. They even added the little zipper here on the back part. Next, we're going to compare them to the very, very pink Skechers. Well, I guess these are a little bit closer in size, but still a lot tinier. But once again, the thing that impresses me the most is that they have the real laces now. And then we have a very red and velvety hat. I think it's called a beret. There was a similar one, part of the Netflix series, but that one was not flexible like this one. And this one also has the mini fashion logo, or I mean, half of it, I guess. It's pretty cute, but I don't know honestly if it's gonna fit a Barbie or any dolls that are, you know, standard scale size, I guess. You know what, I'm gonna go grab my friend Greg real quick and see if it fits on him. Well, looking at him, it is going to fit. It's just not gonna look very nice, I think. Am I doing something wrong here, or is it supposed to look like that? You know what? I think it does fit pretty nicely. It's just that maybe this angle is not very good. Shouldn't these technically be kind of like slightly tilted? Well, there you go. I guess it fits. And by the way, Greg is 18-inch tall. And the last thing we got in this ball is this very tiny lip gloss that actually opens. Looks pretty good, but it's pretty standard. I wouldn't be surprised if any of the other series also had this lip gloss, and maybe it did, but it didn't open, so probably that's the new thing. Although I think we have better quality miniatures in the Ulta series if we're talking about, you know, makeup and beauty products. Alright, we have the usual collector's guide and the 2 pouches. Let me make sure this time I'm actually opening the accessories one. Well, something got away, but we're gonna grab it soon. Right, this is the second pair of shoes we get as part of the accessories in this series, and I gotta address the elephant in the room. Mini Brands has upped their game in the shoe department. I mean, are you seeing these? They are absolutely gorgeous and so detailed. And again, it's real laces, and these are also tinier than any other series that we had shoes in. Even over here, look at the detailed paint for the zipper. It's absolutely incredible. Great job, Mini Brands. This is a total surprise, even though the purses are supposed to be the main character of this series. Seems like the shoes shoes are taking the spotlight. Next thing we got is this cute little green scarf, I guess, or bandana. I mean, it could be anything, but the fact that it's a square shape kind of throws me off a little bit. And yes, it's actually real material or cloth. It kind of feels like silk or satin over here. I think it's satin, right? The one that is very slippery. And then last but not least, we got a bracelet or a multitude of bracelets that are kind of like clumped together. And of course, they're gold, so right up my alley. I'm gonna bring Greg back up and see if it fits on his wrist. Honestly, I don't think it will, but we're gonna try. I mean, I guess it does because it's flexible, but it expands it quite a bit, so it's not a nice fit. Unless, of course, you look at it from this side. All right, these were some pretty cool accessories. Now let's see what kind of purse did we get. Oh my, this looks fancy. What kind of handle is this? I haven't seen anything like it before. Yeah, this is very fancy indeed. I wonder if they're trying to imitate a certain brand that makes them like this and they just put their logo. Well, there's no logo on this one, I guess, but they would put their logo like the Mini Fashion, you know, like MF. But either way, it's a very cool green colored purse. But the most noteworthy feature is definitely the handle that looks kind of like a very abstract golden fish. I honestly don't know how else to describe it, but see, it's tied over here, and then over here it's not tied, but because of the way it's shaped, it kind of like holds it in there. Although obviously if I really want to pull hard, it's going to come off. It's a very cool, very unique, very interesting design. I'm pretty sure it's not the first of its kind. There has to be something out there that made this type of design. So if you guys know, let me know in the comments. In the meantime, I'll put this down over here and we're gonna open the next one. Now that was a perfectly satisfying unzipping experience, which we rarely get lately. Let's see, can we go 2 for 2? Oh yeah. All right, collector's guy goes over here. And then let me feel for the accessories pouch. Oh, come on, really already? So the shoes are obviously a duplicate. Same with this little thingy, the, what do you call it, lip gloss. And that little thing over there is the only outlier. I'm pretty sure it's a perfume bottle and it's incredibly tiny. If you're wondering, no, it does not open. But yeah, there's not much else to it. And since the other two are just duplicates, let's see what type of purse did we get. Well, this is definitely a different type of purse. For a second there, I was afraid we're gonna get a duplicate purse as well, but we definitely didn't. It's a very nice black and kind of like grayish purse with gold and stuff everywhere, of course, which is my favorite, as you know. The name of the brand, Mini Fashion, of course, is also printed at the bottom in gold. And you know what? Let me find the pouch and look into it because I noticed this latch here. I'm wondering if it comes with some sort of an accessory that we can add to it. Yeah, no, fortunately there was nothing in there. So this purse comes with a zipper instead of a magnet. And I hope it's working because I can see a little bit of, I don't know how you call that type of thing when the zipper does that, but let's give it a quick try. Took a little bit of effort, but we got it opened. I'm definitely not going to close it right away. Just like with the other ones, it comes with that piece of paper inside to keep it all nice and puffy. I'm actually having a hard time picking a favorite. I kind of like all three of them because they all have their own unique features, you know? Alright, the collector's guide will go on the side this time because it's just crowding the space unnecessarily. We got different accessories this time. Very pink, very, I don't even know how to call them, like Barbie looking, I guess. But as you know, I'm firstly gonna have a look at the shoes. And I don't know, for some reason, these seem to be even tinier than the other ones. And they still have the laces. They're kind of long, but that's good because then you can cut them however long or small you need them. And even though these shoes are detailed, I don't think they have nearly as much detail as the other ones. But it's still very impressive. And the fact that they have real shoelaces makes a big difference. Then we have this little pink headband, I think you call it. It's made out of plastic. Again, I don't know if it fits. Let's see. Sorry, Greg. I guess it kind of fits, right? Would it be like this? Yeah, not too bad. I'm not even gonna go there. The shoes will definitely not fit. And then the last accessory we have is a diary that should actually open. There we go, finally. Inside is just a piece of plastic, but as you can see, it says date. There's a few rows to write. You can even, what do you call it? Circle the weather. So whether it's sunny, rainy, or cloudy. And then if you flip it, yeah, it's pretty much the same on this other side. For a second, I thought this is kind of like a digital type of diary. You know, it kind of looks like that, doesn't it? Because of this outer case, I guess. Now let's see what type of purse did we get here. Well, of course, to go with the theme of the contents of this ball, it's a pink and turquoise type of purse. It kind of looks very Minecrafty, doesn't it? Okay, never mind, it's not Minecrafty, I get it now. It's like a little character. See how you can pull these things down and it's the feet, and these are the hands, and then you have the eyes, the nose, and the little mouth. And then this purse or character carries another purse, kind of like a backpack almost, see? And this one has a magnet in there. You can kind of see it through here. There's nothing inside, but you can see how they attached it to the back of this purse. And then this one also opens using a magnet. It's pretty cool and also pretty obvious that this ball was more like a teenager type of theme. I mean, it's very bright and pink colors. I just realized if we get these feet to kind of like bend over a little bit, we can actually have it standing like this, which is so cool. All right, you know what? Let's have a look at the collector's guide and see exactly what's in this series. In total, there are 89 items to collect, and they are only divided for some odd reason into 2 categories instead of the usual 5 or 6. There's 4 items in the ultra rare category and then 85 in the common category. Now, if we were to create our own categories within the common section, I guess we'd have purses, maybe footwear, I don't know how to name this category. I'm guessing maybe accessories. Then we have some sunglasses, makeup, perfume, and more accessories. Now, remember when I said that the first purse we got has an interesting feel to it and that I think it's a new thing? Well, I guess I was right because they do point that out here on the collector's guide. Both the purse and these boots look to have the same type of material. But the most interesting thing I noticed, remember how I was excited to get the ultra rare create that's shown here? Well, the ultra rare category does exist, but I don't see anything about the purse here. My guess is that the create part is like this. Some of the purses come with this clamp hook thingy, and then you can get some of these accessories to clip on. So I think that's the create aspect of it, which if I'm right, yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it involves too much create. But maybe I'm wrong. Time will tell. We'll see. Maybe we can find some of the accessories in the remaining balls. Even though I don't plan on completing this collection, I am marking the ones that I got so far on the collector's guide, just in case. Plus, if for nothing else, it's very satisfying to do it. Alright, we have a few different things in here. First of all, shoes. Not as detailed as the other ones, still very good compared to the sneakers in my opinion since they're smaller. And yes, I will once again bring up the fact that these have real shoelaces. Then we have something that look to be shades, but they're not quite dark, so maybe it's just the type of glasses you wear to look cool, you know. And I couldn't help myself, but it seems like they fit Greg perfectly. And now this one is pretty cool. We have a magazine and it says best fashion. It says hot list here in the corner, and pretty much the whole magazine is like one little thing like that. So that's not that great, but I guess they could make magazines like this. However, the cool part about it is that the inside kind of looks like a magazine. Not as many articles, mostly pictures, but I'm so glad that it wasn't just a block of plastic with some stickers on it, because that's exactly what I thought it is when I saw it on the collector's guide. And the models in here do seem to promote the actual items from the series. Well, this one is pretty cool. It's more like a bag type of purse, like a tote bag purse. Although I guess some people call a purse a bag as well, right? So I guess you can carry this one by putting it on your shoulder, you know, with the black thing, or by just grabbing it like this as a tote bag. It does look very familiar though. I wonder, did we just see it in the magazine? No, I guess not. That is strange. I'm really glad I didn't get any duplicates yet, other than the shoes, I guess, and that little lip gloss thingy. But yeah, when it comes to the bags, no duplicates at all. So let's mark these as found on the collector's guide and move on to the next one. I was about to be sad that we got another duplicate. I thought we got the same magazine, but it seems like it's a different one. And honestly, this one looks a little bit more like a magazine than the other one. It says their mini fashion best 2025 hot list. So hot, so many. And on this other side, same thing. So hot, so many. Oh, it even has a barcode. Made by Ann. Interesting. Does this one have a barcode? Yeah. How did I miss that? Let's see what's inside. So chic, so mini. I do have to say those boots are very, very creative in a good way. I'm not saying in a bad way. I actually like them. This one says mega hot and they're sporting some nice shades. I'm guessing that are part of the series, and also the hat. The next big thing in fashion is mini. We have a poster here in the middle. Mega hot mini fashion. Oh look, it's the scarf thing that I was talking about. So it is kind of like a scarf. And then also the glasses. Well, here's the bag I was talking about that we just got in the previous ball. Cool vibes and every mini surprise. As you can see, it is a little bit coming apart, so you have to be very careful with it. And then on this last page, it says Best 2025 Hot List. Very cool. Very nice. Very creative. A lot better than just having pieces of plastic with stickers. And then we also have some, I would call them flip-flops, but I think some people call them sandals. And they are really fancy looking. The combination between gold and black with that stitching thing on the sole actually looks really nice. Even though the part where they glued it does stick out, no pun intended. It's just that in the right angle, it does make the sole look wet. But overall, very good design on these. I like them a lot. They also have the logo of the mini brands, of this series, which is Mini Fashion. See, that's what the MF stands for, Mini Fashion. And then the last thing we got is a bracelet that's also black with gold and a little bit of turquoise, I think. It looks pretty good, but I don't think I like it better than the golden one. We got another black purse, but a different model. Really nice looking, this one as well. Has the stitches here, the classic kind of like leather stitches. And then it says Mini Fashion in gold, of course, on the front. These things are a little bit weird. Oh, they're not, I guess, but they're very intricate, I guess, and complicated to make. Look at that fine detail over there. Pretty darn cool, huh? And it also has this little trinket thingy with the logo, MF. Well, is it the logo though, or maybe it's one of those things, a hologram? I don't even know if that's a hologram, to be honest. I think it's called something else. When they get your name or your initials and they kind of like make it into this thing, in a circle, and I think it's one of those, because see that the letter M, part of it is also F. And if it's not a hologram, it's definitely something that rhymes with that. But anyway, pretty cool looking purse. Now let's put a check mark next to everything we found in this ball. And by the way, I got these directly from mini brands, so I am not sure how much they will cost. I bet that they're going to be somewhere around $10 US, and you'll be able to find them in all the usual places like Target or online on Amazon, probably even Walmart, the usual suspects. I like to see this. More new minis, no duplicates. So let's start with the shoes. We got a pink pair of, would you call these running shoes, or do these type of shoes fit in any category? Is it gym shoes, running shoes? Either way, they look as good as ever. I really enjoyed them, and I think many brands outdid themselves when it comes to this part of the collection. Then we got a perfume, and it looks very, very familiar. I have a feeling we might have had a similar one in a different series. It's just that I think for that one, we could have removed the cap, but don't quote me on that. It's just a vague memory. And then we have a very cool item here. It's a mini pink phone case. From this side, I could have swore that it's a wallet, and then when I turned it and I saw the camera thingies there, yeah, a phone case that also opens. Oh, there's actually a little phone in there. I saw that there's a phone, but I don't know, has a thingy. Oh, okay, it's one of those phone/wallet things where you can also put cards in there, and you just have like a 2-in-1. The phone shows Tuesday, October 10. I think it's October 10, 5:20. Well, I was gonna say PM, but we don't know if it's PM. And it's this girl drinking some boba tea. Let's put it back in its case and close it down and see what kind of purse we got this time around. This is very in-your-face type of purse. I wonder what kind of word do you use for that? It's kind of like flashy. I think that's the correct, flashy. It's a very flashy purse, mostly pink, although it's that type of paint that kind of like changes colors a little bit depending on which way you turn it. Maybe you can see it here on the back better. See? It's like pink and kind of like purplish, of course, with the golden accents and the golden logos. Oh, it's a monogram, right? Monogram? That word literally just dropped in my brain now. Monogram. I think that's what it is, a monogram. I hope that's what it is. It's not anything else. Here's the inside. It kind of has this like, not leather, but I don't know what you call it, the other side of the leather. So it has that type of feel, and it stays closed because of the magnet. Once again, let's also mark these as found on the collector's guide. And before we open the last ball, I know Greg helped us a little bit with the scale of some of these items, but now here's more of a measurement for those of you interested in the scale. I guess you can do the math and all that before you consider buying these for your projects. Sometimes I go through these pretty fast, so you might have to go back and pause at just the right moment. Or you can also click on the cogwheel thingy, the settings, and slow the video down, which will make me sound very creepy. But anyway, let's open the last ball and see what we get. Alright, one thing got away. I think it's a little bracelet. What is that? Too small to be a tiara. I think it's a bracelet, right? Yeah. So we got that in pink and gold. Then we got some very extravagant, very out there type of shades. I think they're more like just to look cool. They kind of look like pink butterfly wings with some gold little thingies here. Let's see how Greg will look with these. Not too shabby at all. Look at that. Fits him perfectly. And then last but not least, these very, very aggressive and very extravagant stilettos, I think you call them. Oh, this one is a little bent. Yeah, the material is not solid plastic. It's more like bendy plastic. Still, they look very cool. Very, very flashy indeed. All right, let's put them down here. And then let's see what type of bag did we get. Oh, this is a cool one. It almost looks like what do you call it? Like a basket in which you put the bread or something. I did notice it when I was looking at the collector's guide, and I said to myself that it looks pretty cool. So it's kind of like held closed by that little thingy there, and we can just do it like that. And it opens. And this, by the way, is all plastic. Like the entire thing, it's not any type of material, you know, like the other ones, no leather or whatever that first bag was, or puffy jackets type of material. It's just plastic, almost like a silicone, like a very soft plastic, but it looks very cool and it's very, very detailed, isn't it? And a really neat feature is that you can actually take these off. They're kind of like working little clasps or hooks, or we call them keychain hooks, I guess. Okay, this one's a little bit stuck, but we did it. And I kind of messed up my nail in the process. But anyway, this was the last mini of the day. Or was it? Yep, I'm going to open another one, but let's just mark these ones as found in the collector's guide first. I also opened the ball off camera before I started recording this video, and we're gonna have a look at the items I got in that one as well. Alright, so the shoes are a duplicate. We have these, and I get it, they want us to have a lot of this shoelace, but it's a little bit extreme, isn't it? Like, these should be a lot shorter. You know what, let me just fix that. Maybe something like this. Right? I think that's a lot better. Yep, definitely much better. And we got whatever this is. Seems like a lot of different trinkets and ropes and friendship stuff, I guess, held together by this little pink heart, which I don't think it opens, but it might. Oh, it does. Okay, so this is where I think the crate part for this series comes in. Like, we have this and we can attach it to a purse. And I think for this particular trinket, this purse is perfect. See, something like this, right? Unless, I guess the purse that we have in there maybe is the perfect one for this little trinket. We'll see. In the meantime, I'm gonna leave it on this one. And the last accessory we have is this set of keys. I'm guessing the two down there are house keys, and the one on the top is a remote for a car. And they are pretty darn tiny. These are very, very easy to lose. We're gonna put them right over here for now. Now I'm so curious, what type of purse did we get with all these? Well, excuse me, this is a fancy one. I can see someone wearing one of these at a fancy event. Very pink, very bright and in your face. As usual, the inside has that piece of paper and it's magnetized. The only weird thing about this design, in my opinion, is that if you want to bring this up, it will kind of like force the purse to open almost. It just, I don't know, doesn't fit naturally, you know what I mean? Never mind, maybe it does. It just needed a little bit of tough love. And yeah, there's no way the trinkets will go well with this one. I think they're fine where they are right now. And before we put a check mark next to these on the collector's guide, let's check out the ones that I opened off camera. So I got a little black kitty cat. You know what, let me show you the purse too, because I have a feeling maybe it goes with the purse, like you put it in the purse, or maybe you put it in one of those open purses like that one, or this one over here, or maybe even this one, or the bag one. Yeah, I definitely think this one is better for the bag one. Let's see. I don't know. To be honest, not really. Let's try this one. Kind of. It just goes too low, you know? Just sinks in there, I guess, but you get the gist of it. Then we have a pair of shades, and these look to be the smallest of them all. I don't think these are gonna fit anyone. See? Look, they're not even good for Greg. Or maybe they're for the cat. I think they are. Look at that. It's a perfect fit. Okay, that's cool. Good to know. Then we got a couple diamond earrings and some very spring or summer looking type of shoes. I mean, they're stilettos. Very green, and they have this big flower here. You know what? I actually think they look pretty cool. And I could definitely see people wearing these during spring or summer, especially at a spring or summer type of event. And then of course we have our little purse. It's like a white type of purse. These things over here, you know, the design on it reminds me of my ruler. I mean, come on, it's pretty much what it is, isn't it? It has this very long golden chain, although I think it's because I'm doing it wrong. Maybe it should be like this. Now it's a shorter chain. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is how it is, right? And then I really like the little lock that's over there. This one is also magnetic, and inside it's kind of like almost like felt, and it actually feels really nice and very comforting. It's like incredibly soft. Yeah, that is pretty nice indeed. But enough of that. Let's mark all of these on the collector's guide. We got 2 balls worth of stuff to mark. So after opening 10 balls, one off camera, I got 37 out of the 89 available in this collection. And as I said, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to collect these, and I do have a few extra balls which I'll probably just use in one of the videos where I open a big mix of different series, you know. But either way, let me know what you think about them. And even if you don't collect them, is there a specific mini you would really like to have? Thank you in advance for liking, commenting, and for subscribing. And a big special thanks to everyone that's already subscribed. And now, as usual, you guys stay golden and keep on shining until the next video. Bye bye.